Covering over half the planet's remaining forest is the Amazon. For such a big jungle, it's obvious to find many terrifying things that may make you think twice about exploring it. In today's video, we uncover some of the most terrifying things found in the Amazon. Care to snap that mata? Number 10. Humpback whale. What could be more surprising than a colossal humpback whale found on the Brazilian island of Marajo at the mouth of the Amazon River? For such a creature to be seen miles away from its natural habitat left the wildlife experts and the world at large amazed. The whale was only discovered after scavengers were noted to all head in one direction, only to land on the carcass of a 36-foot humpback whale. It looked absolutely terrifying lying on the ground of the forest. Everyone thought it was an adult for such a giant whale until the experts confirmed it only to be a year old. It's believed to have been separated from the mother, and the tide threw it inland into a mangrove. Unable to survive the harsh environment, it passed away days before it was discovered. Marine experts were intrigued by the discovery and wanted to know more about the humpback's how and why. Since they couldn't get it to their labs, they had to travel to the Amazon forest to see for themselves and get everything they needed for their research. Number 9. Bullet ants. If you visit the Amazon jungle and don't find bullet ants, you're not in the Amazon. These ants are every warrior's nightmare, and you're about to find out why. Ask the people of Brazil to name the most terrifying ant, and they'll call the bullet ant. It's not scary because it's ugly or something, but the thought of it stinging you is enough to send shivers down your spine. These ants earn their name from the painful sting it gives. Many have described it as the feeling of being shot or walking over flaming charcoal with a 3-inch nail embedded in your heel. You can imagine the pain. It's the most painful insect sting in the world. You'd think people would want nothing to do with it because of its painful sting, but that's not so. The Sateri Mori people of Brazil have a formal relationship with this ant. They make gloves out of living bullet ants, then make the would-be warriors wear them for 10 minutes as the ants bite them. And that's not all. The would-be warriors would do this a total of 20 times to complete the initiation and come out as warriors. Yep, you heard that right, 20 times. Number 8. Electric eels. Let's all agree electric eels shouldn't exist. Why would the creator make a swimming predator that can generate an electric shock of 860 volts? That's even more electric than a plug socket delivers. It's recognized by Guinness Book of World Records as the most electric fish and the most electric animal's overkill, making it the most robust bioelectricity generator ever known. They're primarily found in the rivers of the Amazon rainforest and aren't to be joked with. They can leap out of the water to stun their prey or anyone threatening their territory. But even with the dangers within, the electric eel inspired the design of Volta's first electric battery. It produced a substance used to treat neurodegenerative diseases. That serves as a pretty good example of the Tai Chi symbol. There's always a little good in the bad. Number 7. Amazonian giant centipede. We wouldn't have missed the centipede on our list. It's the jungle after all. But before we go down to these giant arthropods, who isn't terrified of centipedes? Just the thought of one crawling upon you can be the worst nightmare. But this isn't the typical kind of centipede. It's a giant centipede that grows up to 12 inches long and feeds on anything and everything it can overpower, even the great tarantula and bats. Don't worry, they have their bat hunting technique that we don't want to know about. Apart from that, their venom is potent to both animals and humans. It causes severe pain, fatigue, chill, fever, and swelling in humans. As the name suggests, they can be found mainly in the Amazon area. Number 6. Mata turtle. You probably never heard of such a name. The mata turtle is a freshwater turtle species found in South America, primarily in the Amazon and Orinoco Basin. Trust me, when it comes to this turtle, you wouldn't even see it. This is because the appearance of the turtle is quite confusing. The face alone is enough to give you goosebumps. When it comes to forms, it's the strangest animal, leave alone the aardvark. The turtle's shell resembles a piece of bark, while its head resembles fallen leaves and debris scattered on the river bottom. It uses suction feeding to feed on its prey. It uses its strange appearance as camouflage, and when it flaps its limbs, it blends into the surrounding vegetation. When a fish comes close, it thrusts out its head and opens its mouth as wide as possible to create a vacuum-like low pressure and sucks its prey into its mouth. Since it cannot chew, it swallows the fish whole when it closes its mouth. Oh, okay. Number 5. Red-bellied piranha. The red-bellied piranha is a species of piranha found in the Amazon and the coastal rivers of northeastern Brazil. Though they're popular aquarium fish, their reputation remains as a ferocious predator. As the name suggests, they have a reddish tinge to the belly when fully grown and are primarily found in the whitewater rivers, streams, and lakes. Their strong jaws and sharp blood-sucking teeth make people terrified of this fish. If a considerable crocodile never wants an encounter with a piranha, who are we to enjoy such things? It has bizarre colors, thus considered ugly, often looking like an old man with sparse teeth. But did you know that even with all these dangerous things said about the piranha, the Slovenian endurance athlete Martin Strel swam 3,300 miles of the Amazon River with all those piranhas eating his back? Well, some people are just daredevils. Number 4. Tyrant king leeches. If you thought a red-bellied piranha was terrifying, you haven't met the Tyrant king leech. It's probably why it's called the king of all leeches. The leeches are up to 3 inches long and have large teeth, which you wouldn't have expected like their namesake, the T-Rex dinosaur. This feature has puzzled scientists ever since they were discovered. It uses its teeth to scour the tissue of mammals' openings, including eyes, nose, and even urethra and rectums. The worst thing about these creatures is that they're very stealthy. You wouldn't notice them gliding inside you. You'd even go further for quite some time till you see something different with you. By that time, it may be too late or excruciating to remove. Number 3. Amazon boiling river. The Amazon jungle is a no-go zone, unless of course you're a daredevil like Martin Strel. Don't mistake this for an ordinary heated pool, because it's not. This boiling river not only boils eggs, but also can cook your eyes and melt your soul just by swimming in it. The river is known by word of mouth, as no one has ever tried to be a living example of what the water can do. Even scientists haven't been able to reach it and explain the phenomenon. It remains a world mystery. The water gets as hot as 91 degrees Celsius without any volcanic presence in sight. Anything that falls in the river never survives. Number 2. The corpse flower. We can't call this flower terrifying, but the smell that it produces, ugh! Its name says it all. The largest specimens were over 10 feet tall, and it's considered one of the largest plants in the world. Maybe it's terrifying, since it's an unusual flower. Apart from the smell, it has an outstanding feature in which it blooms only once in 4 to 10 years, for about 48 hours. Number 1. Goliath bird eaters. If you don't find a spider in the jungle, it probably isn't a jungle. The Goliath bird eater belongs to the tarantula family and is the most enormous spider in the world by mass, weighing 175 grams and growing up to 11 inches in diameter. Despite the spider's name, it rarely preys on birds. The name came from a one-time thing when a spider was seen eating a hummingbird. Its size is enough to give chills. Like its relatives, it's an ambush predator that lies typically and waits for food other than hunting. Since it's a tarantula, expect the bite to be painful and harmful. Until next time, adios.